went on that tour, it was 9 months.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Almost a year?
Yeah, because there's no way I could explain to my mom. My mom is a very strict teacher, headmistress. How would you tell her that, hey, mommy, in the last 6 months, I haven't been going to work, I've been going to another job, but she was saying that I had more money than Punch. She was wondering, but I hid the money. But I just went on top. Dagberry. I lied to my Oga because he would say, yeah, your parents. So he wasn't an irresponsible man, but he thought my mom knew. And my mom thought Punch knew. So I was the only one that knew. Nobody knew that guy, that he's a serious, devoted Muslim and all that. But of course, we had bodyguards who smoked, who did things. The area was like, Peller tested money, he's a liar.
The fear facade.
Yeah, the fear facade was there. So the concept was, Peller, blah, blah. I learned a lot. He had a library, for God's sake. I read about metaphysics, about psychology and everything. But people thought we were all just there smoking. I realized that he was proud of me. You know, when you feel that somebody is fond and proud of you. You say, Jide, I love you, I love you. Instead of calling his kids or any member of staff, driver and Jide, and we'll be talking in the car. You say, okay, everybody let's see saying, what to my number to that. Before he used to do it himself. 666 is a magical thing. Yeah, you know, he knows how to do it. I will go there, number Olo and there. I will go from Lagos to saying number Olo and there. When I come back, say, oh, why 1, 2, 3, 4 N. Pass, you did well done. Young people need to be able to break bounds for good, not break bounds to go and lower yourself. Break bounds. I'm always calculating. Even the London thing I told you, I don't know. Yeah. That was in an interview earlier this morning. They said, Kusaya Pala London, Malosha Pala London. Because I have the opportunity to go to London. So I'm not going to struggle with the artists here. I'm going to be that novel character to JUJU last London. And I went there. I was the one that taught Metropolitan Police. Because see, they believe you are lying. Because that's their culture. But I taught them, I wrote it down and using their training manual. Because when a Yoruba man looks down, is respecting your uniform, respecting your authority, it doesn't mean he's lying.
If I God bless you, that's the truth. But let's go back to how you left the country, because this is a young man who was into journalism. Journalism was his first love, and you were in Punch magazine, the newspaper, and there was a program, you engaged in NUJ, you went for a short course, and you were just grooming. Then suddenly, along the line, you became PRO to Professor Peller. Then along the line again, you went into banking and all that. Can you give us a kind of recap of those experiences?
A recap. Okay. I went to a very strong and good secondary school, and I will say it again, Igbobi College, the best secondary school in Nigeria.
You're right, big boy, but you make us jealous.
Oh, whatever. So it builds you for life. So as I was, and I thank the Celestial Church, it was still a very strong community there. Because I was already an amateur musician, as I was finishing secondary school, there were job offers, school offers, everything offered, because they would say, boy, you're bright. The old man passed from 5, what is it on age 14? I finished at age 14. It was a rare,
that's rare
thing then.
That's very rare, sir.
Maybe people do it now, but then it was rare. So anyhow, I had a choice of things. By the time I dropped the pen, some of my mates in Igbobi were still, I want to say, oral French. They were still in school. Came to Beresha as a trainee reporter, PUNCH.
Jesus Christ.
I was lucky. I count myself lucky. I found myself on the right.
Rare luck. Are you a Taurus?
No, I'm a Libra.
But I think you're like us. Why do you catch it so quick? Catch it.
So I was in PUNCH. I do a quick, like you said, a quick recap. PUNCH paid for me to do a course at NUJ when Baba Jakonde was still principal of NUJ. Would you believe it? So I worked as a journalist, and then there was features department. Then there was no entertainment.
Can you imagine features?
Features like
that's a long story.
Just like that. So when PUNCH started, let's do entertainment like weekends. They just had this weekend thing there. So anyway, so I and Uncle Muyiwa Adetiba started it.
That's prime vintage people.
I think he later went on to do
publishing,
that. So they were grooming me. I was that junior reporter that they were sending out, and I had natural interest in music. They knew, so they would say, "Hey, go and interview musicians." So I was doing. I was working. I just said, "This magician, let me go and meet him there." So I went and interviewed my Oga, Professor Peller. That thing blew me.
Shoot follow Shabiola.
What should Abiola? Same name as MKO.
Yes.
So I interviewed. When I read the pictures like this, my editor, was he innocent? I did whoever I want. He did center spread about it. Blah, blah, blah. That blew me up because so, but you know what? I didn't know that Professor Peller was interested in me. This boy, he must have, how old are you? You're not even 16 yet. And then that thing must have, I don't know what impact it had on his business.
Jesus Christ.
That there was a perception about magicians and rondo, while portrayed Peller as this corporate person. I found who he was. I dug deep into him and I presented it to the world.
Verbatim.
And then he came and said, hello, I was thinking, these people just sent me to school. So I told him, I won't tell you how much it was. Maybe it was, I'd say 18 naira maybe.
That was good money then.
God gave me 240.
Jesus.
Per month. I left. I didn't tell my mom. I was leaving home to go to work at PUNCH, but I was receiving.
And your mom was very sensitive because you're a spiritual person.
No, mommy don't. So I was working for Peller, mom didn't know. Then it came a time we had to go on tour. I had to go outside the country. I think I know almost every village in West Africa. So I had to run away. It's like Osanle kind of situation.
With success just took you off there. Well,
you call it success, but it looked like Osanle situation. So we went on that tour. It was 9 months.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Almost a year?
Yeah, because there's no way I could explain to my mom. My mom is a very strict teacher, headmistress. How would you tell her that, hey, mommy, in the last 6 months, I haven't been going to work. I've been going to another job. But she was saying that I had more money than PUNCH. She was wondering. But I hid the money. But I just went on tour. Dagberry. I lied to my Oga because he would say, your parents. So he wasn't an irresponsible man. Yeah. But he thought my mom knew. And my mom thought PUNCH knew. So I was the only one that knew. Anyway, we went away and came back after 9 months. By the time I came back, my mom was like, what did the ballet from Awe? When I saw her, I just thought, okay, I have to go back home. This woman would die. So I went back home, and as luck would have it, buttons were pressed again. Within the Celestial Church, somebody was saying, you start work in immigration, you start work. I remember 1981 January, I was holding two letters of appointment.
Two letters of appointment?
Yeah, I swear.
Just like that?
I swear to God. The first Monday, I had 2 letters of appointment. It was either Nigerian Immigration Service, Public Relations Department, or National Bank, Public Relations Department. I had done their tests and all that, and they both both companies took me. There were other offers with individual companies. I own a company, come and work for me. But there was government companies, National Bank and Immigration Service. I thought I would go for banking. It will settle me and that. And being a young man, like you said, I was still very, very young.
You are not just a young man, you are a teenager.
Yes, I was actually a teenager. Yeah.
So you hit success at the very...
I was 19 at that point, but I had so much experience in me. So I went for Punch. I spent, 3 months in Public Relations Department. They put me...
That's National Bank?
Yeah.
They went for National Bank?
Yeah, I went for National Bank. So they put me in mainstream banking. Soon I was in foreign exchange, because if you put me anywhere, I'm going to learn it.
I catch up.
Yeah, if you give me anything, maybe I'm getting old now.
You have a cerebral brain.
Maybe. Maybe. I would do it to the best. And I had time. It was only music. I never had a chance to club and all that, because I had my first child early.
Just like that too.
Everything fast. Maybe more 20, whatever you think.
You are lucky, sir. You are lucky, sir.
So, I'm guess not if you let it happen now.
I know that's it. That's it. That's the guy.
You know what I mean? So, anyhow, so I focus on my music, and any career I do, I will do it to the best of my ability. So that's how we ended up in National Bank. I had like a 6.5 year stint.
6.5 years.
Yes,
that's a long time.
I really progressed quite fast. Yeah, I was one of the people, when there's a problem in a place, who don't have any serious thing to do, I will apart from balancing ledgers physically, I would go into the storeroom and bring historical ledgers out. I'll wear a t-shirt. I enjoy Wahala. Ask my band boys. I want to carry speaker even until now. I don't just like it.
You are something else, sir.
So that's that story. Meanwhile, music was developing seriously. I was choir master.
At that time?
I was choir master.
Oh, your church again?
Oh.
Wow.
That was my life. People will tell you, Jide Akinwunmi party, because he has to go for choir practice.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. And I taught myself the guitar. I taught myself the piano in Igbobi College, because I was small, so I couldn't do contact sports. Okay. All I could do was swimming and music. Football, reserve with the bow.
So they will not even mesmerize you and use you for...
No, music go put, because I was useless. But anything to do contact, like swimming, I was in the swimming club, I was in the Boy Scouts, and Boy Scout was not big, but I was serious with music. And what's the other thing I said? Swimming and music.
Swimming, yeah. Let me take you back to Professor Peller. How did he handle it when you told him you were going? Because I'm sure he will never like the experience losing this smart boy. SBM.
He said something when I tried to avoid my mom. He was seeing me struggling with it. You're a wise old man now, so you probably know what must have happened. He called me and he said in Yoruba, Tigiba feo, come and get Ginigo. Agbalagba lo ma mo ibi to ma wo si. Him and Lady Peller were talking to me like a son, like a staff. And Lady also said, who would want to lose a smart boy like you? Oh, Madam Kwe, lose. Am I dying? Later, lo se ye mi temi na bimo. Pe boya loss ni pe mi ma lo ben ke mo kan wa ni àárín àwọn. The concept of magician, nobody knew that guy, that he's a serious, devoted Muslim and all that. But of course, we had bodyguards who smoked, who did things. The area was like, Peller tested money, he's a liar.
The fear facade.
Yeah, the fear facade was there. So the concept was, Peller, blah, blah. I learned a lot. He had a library, for God's sake. I read about metaphysics, about psychology and everything. But people thought we were all just there smoking. But you know what my nickname was in the organization?
What was that?
Goody Goody.
Goody Goody.
Because Kotoma Alapo, I want to push any cigar, not Nibolapo, Goody to buy such a Goody Goody. So they used to call me Goody Goody.
Mr. Goody Goody. Mr. Goody Goody.
So Oga let me go. Oga knew I would still be useful. I didn't have to be in that compound to still be useful.
Was it a spiritual thing or just a psychological thing for him?
Just a fatherly thing. Just a fatherly. I don't know about spiritual connotations, but it was a fatherly thing. Okay, Jide, you had enough here. Go out there and use all your skills elsewhere. Your mom wants you back home. And I went back home.
How was it getting that drift, that spiritual drift, that your mom was disturbed? Because you see now, by the time you saw her, she has lost weight, she has started praying, she has started looking for you. How was someone like Professor Sola was able to get the spiritual drift that I have to release him for his mom? Because a lot of other boss right now, a lot of us, I'm telling you now, would have done enough to still hold you down. We've had stories of African bosses that will even charm you down and say, "Glory Omo, she share for me, Kubodo law. Time me to want me by and come pick up." So how was he able to?
I would just say Professor was like that. If there was any spiritual connotation to it, he while I was with him, he was not a selfish man. He wouldn't do that he wouldn't do that. He didn't even need that. Yeah, beginning to open my eye to that idea. I never thought of it that way. But Oga took care of me as a son. And after I left, Timo Bereshe, I would still come, be part of meeting, decision making.
Can you imagine?
But I didn't have to be there all the time. Like I had a staff card that I would go to National Theatre, make bookings, advice about imagine cash shows too far from each other. I don't think that Oyo State. I was really keeping everybody on their toes. It was a strong organization before I came there.
That's the Peller organization.
Yeah, but I know I had.
You added your touch and your own idiosyncrasies.
Yeah. So I wouldn't think there was a spiritual connotation to it, and if it was, the fatherly love, the sensibility of my Oga must have overridden it in him.
But do you know the funniest thing now? The beautiful thing is that till today, even in 2003 when I saw you when I was working in Fame and I used to crash into your shows, come out, you see coverage of that Peller Oga. So
I call it Oga.
Yeah, you call it Oga. So you see, that is very, very profound, and it's something that I find very unique about you. What is his influence on your life? Because you travel with him to Liberia, to some African country. What did he influence you? How did he influence you?
He was and is my second father. He would teach me things about women. He would talk to me and press my chest like this. Man, you're out there. Like a father. No, that shouldn't happen. Don't believe that. It's marketing. People will say marketing. He talks with passion. He dealt with me with passion. And sometimes he would just walk past and see what I'm doing naughty. He just let me be. He was just like a father. But because we call him Oga, and I don't like maybe that's what I still do about people's parties. I don't post it. I won't say daddy because he's not really my daddy. So I will say Oga like the others, but I keep him posted. We had this bond, and there were places he would want to go. I realized that he was proud of me. When you feel that somebody is fond and proud of you. You say, Jide, I love you by Lola. Instead of calling his kids or any member of staff, driver and Jide, and we'll be talking in the car. You say, okay, let's see saying, what to my number to that. Before he used to do it himself. 666 is a magical thing. Yeah, he knows I will do it. I will go there, number Olo and there. I will go from Lagos to saying number Olo and there. When I come back, say, oh, why 1, 2, 3, 4, N. Pass, you did well done. Instead of him having to go, he just trusted me. So maybe there was that bond.
What did you discover in those trips to African countries and those places? Because I've been to Sierra Leone, I've been to Freetown, flew to Lungi and saw some things. I've been to Lome, I've been to Accra, also Legon. But what are those things you learn doing those shows with him in those 9 months, especially in Africa?
In Africa, it made me love Africa more. It made me closer to nature because you drive. This was by road.
By road, care? By road,
last
year. Not even by plane?
No, it was by road. We had a truck of cars. I mean, cars, jeeps, and wonderful. It was an experience for a young man.
At that time,
we went by road. Yeah, there are days we would sleep in luxury hotels, and there will be days that I would sleep on the bonnet of a Range Rover. a place called the Mine Crow, Lale Mosquito. There's still something. There's this. Is this one?
Yes.
But there was a scorpion only for 20 years. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
So the military hospital So it was just a lot. You'll be speaking French today, speaking English tomorrow. They are eating rice in milk and sugar tomorrow. Then the next day you are eating it with pepper. It was just.
Can you imagine?
Opening my life, we sleep at the border. We learned how to. God taught me how to put water. If there's no sugar, you squeeze orange in gari and water.
I can't believe this.
Orange, you try it over there.
In gari and water.
Gari and water. This type of sugar, you squeeze orange.
That's I call it the Pasero style.
So there was a lot we picked up, and there was that
on the road. Fun and education and enlightenment.
And then we get to that show. There was a time I and being the PR person, we'll be the forward team. About to set up show near Accra, for instance. We are moving to Tema. Before while the show tower to set up, I want shable lẹ́yìn. Our Tema. We look at them. We find a good hall. So not all halls are suitable for magic. So I had learned some magic. So I owe it to my work. I will government talk about cooperative. I had to learn French. I will understand. I will talk on the megaphone. You have to
share that because a lot of people will need to learn. You know why?
Why?
A lot of young people are young today. They've lost focus. They cannot even be subservient enough to learn through the pains that will take them to the gains of glory. So these are things that you need to you could remember. It's nostalgic.
Yeah, it
can help them to reorientate them that you have to go through a boss. Yeah, you have to go through some experience.
My parents, maybe it's not that much of a big deal, but parents that studied abroad and came back.
Conservative.
Maybe we were the agibotas of those days.
Yeah, they are conservative.
Well, I threw myself out there.
So you are the socialite of the family. You
lie till tomorrow. So I wanted to. I was too comfortable, maybe.
You broke the status quo.
Yeah, I broke it. I just left home. I just thought, I'm enjoying this. I will do this. And when you have something to fall back on, you want to do better than it. You don't relax and start saying, my father is this, my this. Yeah. So I went out there and for little or no money from...
They will just say, money no.
Yeah, some people are abusing me in the Montanicola University to tell Peller Kiri. But I'm still the most famous of all of us. Yeah. Yeah. So young people need to be able to break bounds for good. Not break bounds to go and lower yourself. Break bounds. I'm always calculating. Even the London thing I told you, I don't know. Yeah. That was in an interview earlier this morning. They said Kusaya Akpala in London, Malosh Akpala London. Because I have the opportunity to go to London. So I'm not going to struggle with the artists here. I'm going to be that novel character to JUJU London, and I went there. But I didn't get there and start JUJU immediately. I washed plates, I washed toilet, everybody in shade, and I got the right papers before I made the noise. I'm not going to go and make noise. Come out, immigration are going to pay, you don't have a right to even be here. So I was there 4 years before you heard anything, despite all the power.
You paid the dues.
But I didn't start. I kept using that energy voluntarily in the church. But people were watching.
Observing.
So when I printed card like this, party, some people will say, but he took out the one only. But I don't to say the lyrics. Oh, okay, play party be tele. Come style, they back baby. But some people said, yes, that guy can do it. And then we went.
And you prove them right. Those you prove them right. You prove those wrong.
God did it. Let's just say God did it. And resilience. Mama she said, what taxi? I told you music.
Into music. To just
risk.
Oh my God, risk indeed.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Peller. How did you fail? August 2nd, 1997. How did he meet you? Yes. What happened to you? Because early that morning we heard about Feller's death. And we were managing it. Then so they said assassin came in. Was he closely working with him? Was he that kind of person? Assassin called him The story. Let's just keep to the rumor. Yeah.
The rumor that went on that it was because he was praying that powers were put aside. And
supernatural powers were put aside.
That is the story going around. Let's stick to that. Let's just stick to that. Let's just stick to that.
But was it that kind of person that can be taken unaware?
Anybody can be taken. It's a dangerous thing to say, but anybody can be taken. The bandits not enter NDA.
Yeah, that's a shocking one, sir.
Anybody
I'm still embarrassed now for that.
Anybody can be taken. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
You're right. But how did it make you feel when you heard the story?
As a son.
What happened to you? Yeah, psychologically.
I was broken. Now, why should a guy die like this? Why? How did we get here? They killed him in that house? How? Where were the security guys? What did they do? Apparently they held his daughter hostage, so people couldn't do nothing. We were a formidable team in that compound. That compound is fun and secure at the same time. What did those people do? Was it an inside job? My head was just spinning. Of course, the distance had been there, the geographical interdistance. Only when Oga comes to London, so I wasn't like up to date on how things. He hadn't built the Ibadan house when I was working with him. He only had the Seyin and Lagos house. So I don't know. I was just confused that this guy, this man, this fine gentleman, what happened? Who did he offend that much that they thought the best thing was to shoot him in cold blood? He didn't deserve that. I don't know what happened. I would say I don't know what happened, but he didn't deserve to be butchered like that. His children now told me, Daddy, I've been on limo, Daddy, so we can't suffer about my journey. But
God knows.
God knows. God knows.
God knows.
God knows, yeah.
And what's your relation with the family since then, sir?
Cordial. Cordial till tomorrow. Cordial. I'm to them, I'm Jide. I want to do Jide.
Forever.
I'm just Jide.
I spoke to one of his sons the other day. That is Bishop. No. Bishop. Yes, I spoke to him.
Did you mention me?
No, we didn't even talk that time. No, we spoke about
that.
Yes. So he's a very gentleman, very great man. He's a philosopher, too. His father, and and I said when I see you, we're going to talk much about Peller because he's a character that a lot of people don't even know much about. A lot of young people that agree today, we're hearing that was a magician, magic. They don't even know who the Moshood follow Abiola Peller
from his
saying. They didn't even know the identity. They don't know.
He showed me this is so tree. He taught me a lot about how to talk in public, how to carry yourself. It was one that told me, no, just wear the same colors. You don't have to wear wedding. Just wear the same colors. And that man was well ahead of his time. Fashionista, everything.
Would you say that Nigeria lost a rare icon then?
It did.
Because
we did.
Today is just the one that set the pace, and there was nobody like him.
Nobody like him. He was the greatest musician in Africa.
Greatest magician.
Greatest magician. Yeah, he always looking to improve his art.
At the time, was even close to President Samuel Doe of Liberia.
Yeah,
there's so much
presidents came to seek. You see, Africa will always be spiritual. So even if you say you're a magician and you want to entertain, they will ask you to be spiritual. So presidents, even when I was there, top people came to ask for spiritual help. I think what Oga wanted to sell was entertainment and entertainment alone. But people came and asked for spiritual help. So let's leave it at that.
but the last time I saw you, you were trying to do some little magic for me, and you did it too. and I wanted to do you did something for me that time, and I was so happy. I was laughing, and we landed it up there. It's like I wanted to go back. Okay, sir.
People spend money in front of us. I don't want that connotation with magician.
No, you're just the PR aspect.
Mary Brown and
Mary Brown and oh my God, wait, 90, 800. Let's quickly go back to your life in London. How were you able to capture the society there? Because in those days, Jide of London was just the whole thing. It was an enigmatic phrase, Jide of London, Jide of London. When you come, there was this aura around you, you know. Even when you play in Nigeria, apart from the Novo Richie, the cream were those, I want to London, Latin America, I want Holiday, I want to So how are you able to capture the community to the extent that you became a tour artist? You even flew to Japan and some other countries. How are you able to do it there? What were the challenges and what were the peak moments?
I can't explain it. I'll leave that to God. But I always talk about only one challenge, which is interesting. I started out, I had that mission. I know what it takes to run a band. I taught myself that here. I actually I did releases before I left. I did 2 albums here, 1984 and 1986.
I can't believe it, sir.
Yeah.
I didn't hear, sir.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. We failed. Leader Records was my distributor. As Jide Chord, though, but it was purely gospel. And I did some recordings, voluntary recordings for church. You know, select branches where I'm at competition.
Cantata in those days. Cantata.
Well, we went into studios. So I learned my trade and all that. I had all the intellectual abilities in me before getting to England. So like I said, I worked, steadied myself on the ground, then advertised that I wanted to start. So I had to spend money. I was saying, I spent a lot of money. In England, you can't just sit under a tree and start rehearsing. You can't even just come into your house and start recording. The neighbors will call noise abatement people or police.
Noise abatement.
Noise abatement, yeah. You people just make noise, yeah.
You know, noise abatement, they're making church noise here, national noise, and another way is ringing bells, and everything.
So anyhow, I would have spent money on rehearsing, teaching these guys what to play. You know, there's a way you play gospel music. There's a way you play even this guitar for party. There are people who make people they're drinking alcohol. They don't have Bibles in their hands. So a lot of people that the initial people where we found musicians were churchy people. So I'll tell him that chord. It's tenor guitar. Instead of I would have taught them all these things though. To buy the show, marketing, show. When video camera come like this, they will run off stage. Ask me why.
Why, sir?
Because their parents or their family send them to London to go and study law, not to go and do shetere behind the lady.
They be dodgy.
But they won't stand up at all. Me, Mrs. Skinny Mama, over Sunday, and here one bed. Okay, Emma, boy. So it wasn't, at some point, gigs were coming in, and now
the pressure.
No staff. I want to choose pé ìwọ good when you apply ìwọ tí ọwọ́ ò lè máa pa wa kọrin. Àwọn tí mo dẹ̀ tí wá kọ́ máa tún sá. There was a big problem. But you see how God now compensated that was when Oyimbos noticed me. And BBC started calling me, and I was even the police called me at some time to teach them about Yoruba culture.
Can you imagine?
You know,
for psychology's sake.
For psychology's sake, you're a very smart guy. I was the one that taught Metropolitan Police because tí wọ́n bá bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ tá bá ti gbójú sílẹ̀, they believe you are lying. Because that's their culture. But I taught them, I wrote it down and using their training manual. Because when a Yoruba man looks down, is respecting your uniform, respecting your authority, it doesn't mean he's lying.
If I God bless you, sir, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he's lying. The culture, you see, little things like that matter. And then there was a time they asked me to write something about black entrepreneurship. Let's go into that.
So you became...
So people are now proud to associate with me. And then we started doing tours to Germany. I called Peller Europe. Quick one to Germany and back. I'm not fair. What to play party? To play party. No, concert. But to fair show a Peter Toshi. Then the same festival headlined by Paul McCartney. Oh, lock to but play Odile Onitemi. Oh, Bawa Glasgow. Oh, so that balanced that out.
I learned there was a guy that was studying PhD and was doing shekere for you or something like that.
Yeah, that was,
and
I have lawyers in my band. I have, yeah.
So you are able to get their courage to win them over when the white people, the white community start to engage you.
I'll tell you something that is evident. Do you remember the Festival of Love video?
Yeah, that's the
most popular video.
The most popular, yes.
My band boys were not there.
Why? I didn't notice.
You guys did not notice. I had written the script. I had done everything. I had engaged a white company to do it. Those were the real early days. But that video is evidence of the stupidity of my band boys. That even included my own brother. Alade Arumire now came to London.
That's the late guy.
Late Alade Arumire now came to London. I just took the contract away from the Yoruba people. I said, my brother will do it. My band boys, we had a meeting. No, but when you malo shebi, kini kon imi no ma tale ko kin se go tan Yoruba ma she. To Yoruba no, but this one by Alade Arumire to gone trendy, lo ma fún wa ní idea. Wala won yo. Part of that
Go Nigeria.
Lo Jide Chord dollar.
Jesus Christ.
So I had to go and find other people and rewrite my script. Me, tó bá ní kí ṣeré lálẹ́, tó bá pè mí àti àwọn àsọfún yẹn, tó bá pè mí àti èèyàn mẹ́ta ẹ máa jó.
No, I know you for that, sir.
I will do it. I know you one way or the other.
Yes, I know, because that's one respect we all have for you, sir. Because, I mean, how you got it, we don't know.
I just rented that limo. My head is always creating, and we did that thing, and you guys accepted it. God made you accept it. And we thank God. So those are the challenges.
You know, I look at the video. Better man follow me. Moshima carry on. Olólùfẹ́ mi tó fẹ́ yọ sẹ́. Oshima wa bẹ̀bẹ̀. Better man follow me. Then when you went the struggle, then you have a cantankerous wife that was saying that older okay, we look paleni. Then you showed her coins and she just shake the coins away, and you know she went away. But eventually it became successful, and they are coming to beg. So what drove it? Is it a life experience or it was something of fiction?
That was fiction. That was totally abstract. But I knew to touch some people. It would be some people's reality, and I was trying to be in touch with life.
Was it something that is happening? Because I'm sorry to say this, in UK people say marriages don't stay long and all that. You have people that call 911 and before you know it, they've thrown the man out. The woman has become the owner of the house. It's happening in Europe, in America. Was it that reason that gave?
No, funny enough, the time I follow me was about in my head. In my head, it's about two young people. It wasn't a problematic situation. It was like two young people still growing.
Maturity.
Yeah, they're still just growing. They're still young. In my head, you know, when you're writing a song, you have a picture.
Picture.
It's not about people to marry. Olólùfẹ́ ṣì ni kì í ṣe ìyàwó mi máa mi kan. Ó ti yé mi sá. Ọ̀rọ̀ sí lóní wàrà lè wà bódọ́là. Mo ṣe máa kárí gan.
And it became a motto.
That was another good one that got.
Then the one I like most is Darling Ronke.
You are really my first love, Ronke.
Ronke.
Yeah, Darling Ronke. You really blow my mind, Ronke.
So what gave it that? Because we singing those, I think people like Otumai Digbe's all it was the biggest song. Everybody. It caught the society unaware. The song is so very captivating and so lovely, and that was it. The society became a whirlwind of Ronkenism. So what was it all about then? And everybody wanted to date a girl called Ronke. Because they talk about Ronke. All the Ronkes became so arrogant and so proud because everybody dated the Ronke.
The flip side of it is that because of that, I would never date a Ronke.
Why is that?
Because she will feel it's about her.
Then she becomes so. I understand.
Over and above all the women around me, she would think, because I have many women, I make both. I'm polygamous by nature. So it's just me. That's what God intended. That's what I believe. Anyhow, back to the song. It's just a lovely high life thing that I wanted to do. And I love the name Ronke. It's not 3 syllables, but it's more than 2 syllables.
Ronke.
Am I allowed to be technical?
Totally, sir. With total honor, sir.
It's ding, ding. So it's not 2 syllables and it's not 3. And that is good. You can make melodies out of things like that.
That's basically.
Yeah.
Ding ding.
Yeah, instead of Abike, Kekege, it's 3 clear syllables. Borunke, even Moremi is 3. But Ronke is there's something we call a blue note.
Like a curve.
Like a
Ronke. No, you can try it, sir.
Yeah, I know you're going to try.
Now, what is the try? It's really
it's an electric one.
Okay, I understand now.
If it was an acoustic guitar. So I thought Ronke, okay, I started turning the name around your head. Let me write a love song about this beautiful Yoruba name. You see, when you dig deep, when people like you dig deep, they get why we do things. They think, but you need girlfriend, okay? No, I just wanted, there's this Yoruba name, Aderonke, and this Ronke, look what you do. Okay, let's write a love song. Somebody loves that Ronke. Yeah. So
I remember Orlando did something on Shalewa.
Yeah.
Shalewa. Yes, sir. Yes.
So I thought, okay, what should I do with this song? Darling, okay. And you know, I was living in England.
Yes, sir.
So English songs, everything cannot be deep Yoruba. So I have to do things that are light English that Igbo people or non-Yoruba speaking Yoruba people. You know, there are Yoruba people that don't speak Yoruba.
In England, second generation.
Of course,
Yoruba.
now.
Yes, I agree.
Even first generation. Even our parents who are content they don't really speak Yoruba anymore.
They be Englishized.
Yeah. So we have to service them too. We are not there to decide whether it's a good thing. Because it got to come. Yeah. So we still do things for them. So inspiration, that song came, and because of that, I don't date Ronkes.
Don't date Ronkes.
I don't date Ronkes.
Even if they throw themselves at you, sir.
Nobody throws themselves at me. There's no glass of it.
So let's go to JUJU, the cocoa of the matter. A lot of people are afraid that JUJU is solo. I remember that particular year, the first edition of Ovation Caro we did at a hotel. Dele Momodu organized this fantastic show, and there were a lot of BV of artists. A lot of artists performed. Daddy Shoki, Wasiu Ayinde, the other guy that sang Yahuze, all of them.
Okay.
And they were singing. Then all of us were sitting in the hall. Then the moment Wasiu sang, everybody just say, hey! And the whole just went ecstasy. I say, Iboni, JUJU power, Fuji power, bankers with their suits. The only person that was sitting was Tony Lumelu and maybe some other pretentious executive. But everybody became mad. So people are afraid that Fuji has taken over, that JUJU is going down. Even somebody like Onkula Oluekins, the producer of Sashna, expressed the fear that the JUJU people are lazy people, that are learning one, that they're not doing enough. But you as old boys of JUJU music, and one of the prime exporters of JUJU music to the outside world, what is your opinion, sir?
My opinion is about that idea that one music, like say classical music, is down and rock is there, or pop is taking over. Nothing takes over.